In three.
Dude, ew, your hand. What is that? What's that sound? It sounds like you have lotion. It sounds gross. Quit it. What are you doing? ASMR? Can you stop? That sounds gross. We lost like 4 viewers just now, and that's all of them.
All we have are four.
That was all of them. So
Right.
thank you, Adam. That was great.
You're welcome. And in 3, 2, 1.
Shit. Okay, we're good. Fuck. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. It's fine. I didn't. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. We're good.
Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast, your entertainment podcast for everything movies, television, video games, and more. My name's Adam.
I'm Oliver.
And today, guys, we are going over our full series, kinda mini-series.
Miniseries?
review,
Limited series, I think.
limited
Is what
series
it's called.
review of Echo.
Yeah. I also don't.
Echo,
I
Echo,
don't know how you
Echo,
say it like that.
Echo, Echo.
I can't even do that if I tried. Are you done?
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're.
This is a good reference, dude. Do you remember? Okay, I'm already sidetracking. I don't want to. I was gonna jump into that movie, but we're not reviewing that. All right. So what do you think? What do you got?
Okay, so this Echo series, guys, 5 episodes, all released at the same time at 9 p.m. yesterday. And we are going over all 5 as a full series. We're not going to go too in-depth detail of a lot of things as much as what this sets up going forward in the MCU on a ground level. Because this does set stuff up. It just doesn't set stuff up to the cosmic multiverse level that's going on in a way. And I say that for a different reason. So we have the series picks up technically 5 months after she shot Kingpin, but we technically pick up with the Chafta coming up, or they're in this like dimension, kind of like
Yeah, that was weird.
quantum
What was
realm.
that? That was.
It felt like quantum realm kind of stuff, like a different dimension, like parallel to our own, like
But
Earth
like
does.
then they get squeezed. What
Yeah,
is?
I don't know. I don't know if we're ever gonna go into more detail, like what happened to them and
It's like
who
they're
did
in
that.
what do you call an earthquake? The
Like the in between of
Yeah.
the subterranean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very weird, very weird, and we don't get a lot more in depth into that. And I think that's for a reason. I think we're gonna get to. So we open up with that, and then we jump to what happened with Maya and everything else in Hawkeye, and then we get to 5 months later, and Maya is currently going back to Oklahoma, where she was, and she has been on the run. She's hurt. She's fucking people up on the way, trying to send a message to Kingpin's men that he's out, and she wants to be the Queen Pin,
Right.
essentially.
I mean, cool. Weird, but cool.
It is odd, but again, this is a Marvel Spotlight thing, so we're trying to give viewers that are per se not totally into everything Marvel, maybe haven't seen everything Marvel, that can just jump into this and be like, yeah, because it's also on Hulu, so you can watch it on either.
So it's a little bit darker than the normal.
Well, yeah, that's what Spotlight is.
Right.
Spotlight will allow them to do.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
I was
that
curious about that.
The
Okay.
Deadpool movie should probably be under Spotlight. I think it's going to be
It's already on Disney Plus. I saw it.
Deadpool 3.
Oh no, 1 and 2, but I don't know if
Yeah.
it's considered Spotlight.
No, not that. Going forward.
Ah, I see.
This is the first one under that. Daredevil will be a part of it. I don't know if Spider-Man 4 will be a part of it. I hope so.
Cool. That'd be cool.
But so we know that she picks up and she's going through all this. She goes back and we see some backstory with her and her cousin, who is kind of like her sister. We see more of her mom and dad. We see more of her grandparents, and we get more backstory seeing how loving this family was that was torn apart kind of by her dad's criminal background, and it tore apart like her grandmother away from the family and led to the divorce of her grandparents, and she
And
was
her
taken under,
father died in
her father was killed by Kingpin,
by Kingpin. Yeah.
but technically Hawkeye,
Or
when he
yeah,
was
Ronan, I guess. Yeah.
but for the reason of Kingpin. So you have this thing of where she's going through all these emotions, but also like filling in everyone in her past by coming back home per se. So she runs into Biscuits, which is another one of her cousins, and we get to meet her other uncle, that's in charge of a roller rink. And yeah, I don't know, a lot of this, and I don't want to get. I'm trying my best not to get too into detail, guys. Mainly for the fact that we have a lot to cover. But the gist of everything is she gets involved in taking down one of Kingpin's men's warehouses, which causes them to come to the or the roller rink, kills the guy that's there, and then they get a call from what seems to be Kingpin. You find out he's not dead, and when she shot him in the eye, but he somehow survived. It still has his eye; it's just bloodshot.
Hmm.
And he tries to get her back to working for him and being going along the ride. And we know prior to this releasing, Kevin Feige came out and said all of the Netflix stuff is canon to the MCU, and it was put into the timeline order on Disney Plus, so you can actually see where they took
Oh,
place.
that's kind of cool.
So that gives you more context. And the fact of the matter is, if they put all those on there, including Iron Fist and the Defenders, all that shit's canon. And we get to
Yeah.
see, that's another thing, we get to see Daredevil in the
And
first
Luke
episode.
Cage. And Luke Cage, I guess.
Yeah. But we get to see Daredevil in the first episode of Echo.
Yeah, that was
And
cool.
he was in the costume from the Netflix show. So timeline wise, guys, so it makes a little more sense. Maybe even for you. I'm not sure if you got onto it. But when we check in with her and Daredevil and the thing that's going on with Kingpin, that's happening during the blip. So that
Oh.
means when the heroes were gone, this is the stuff that was going on as well, which means the stuff that happened in the Netflix shows happened pre-blip. What
Okay.
we don't know about, this is how Marvel was, I think, smart enough to say, how do we incorporate where these characters have changed a little bit instead of going through all of that and retelling, just say it happened in those 5 years.
Hmm.
Whatever they were, something else happened, changed them to this. So
Hmm.
that's how you can get to that. That's your bridge. So I'm glad they started doing that with this because this technically would be taking place before She-Hulk.
Okay.
At that moment with Daredevil, when we pick up with Echo present day 5 months later, that should be lined up with She-Hulk. That's why we don't see Daredevil again because he's technically in San Francisco
Gotcha.
at this
Okay.
moment.
Wow. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. So with this being said, throughout all this time, Echo is also learning more about her heritage and realizing that she's part of an ancestry of from the Chafta that gives them some sort of not. It's a power boost. It is a power, but it kind of comes out in times of need, where she needs to do this, and it kind of gives her like Captain America style strength, as well as like reflexes. I don't know about
I mean,
invulnerability as of yet,
I
but
guess it, well, to my knowledge, for someone who doesn't know a lot about Echo, it kind of pulls in from different genres of like people that have been in her past and gains their skills.
yeah,
So like sharpshooters, like she was fucking
it's
nailing
kind of like
people.
All for One. It's kind of like Deadpool.
Yeah, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, my
That's
hero.
actually a really good way to put it. Or like like sharpshooter, like the person that
Yeah,
was in the Western time has like a really good shot. Or what's another one? I can't recall right now. But basically, the skills of the
yeah,
superior skills of previous lives, which is kind of neat, but also nerfed because it's only at the time of need, not
yeah.
when you know sh-
And
whenever she wants.
I think that's gonna lead into more things down the road because after she starts getting all these visions and stuff, she goes to her grandmother, and her grandmother explains to her that one of the visions you're having is of me when I was having your mother.
Right.
So it's showing in that moment like you're remembering every single past life. It's just like we're obviously for time's sake we're just singling out these. But the fact that it's literally grandmother, which means she'll eventually get her mother's memories,
Mm-hmm.
which is I think how she really got to see her mother in that moment because it's like she's always going to be connected to these people even after they're passed. So she could talk to them probably in some way, shape, and form to all these people, which is kind of cool. Not gonna lie.
Also, two things really
So
quick at the beginning with the mother in the beginning of the episode. Who's gonna drive in the rain for some hot chocolate?
right?
I ain't doing that shit.
Nope.
That kid's waiting until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And second,
Uber Eats.
we technically don't know who cut the brakes, right? Are we assuming it's like another?
We haven't learned yet, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was Kingpin.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah,
weird
I wouldn't be surprised if it was that or
because
someone
Kingpin kind of came
else.
out of nowhere.
Or it could be someone else like tied to another character. They want to have her cross over someone else and give more beef to things.
Hmm.
So it could be that. Like it could have been another job that maybe she like. I'm gonna go real out there, but also tie it back. What if it was something that Mockingbird did when she was a SHIELD agent, aka Clint Barton's wife, Hawkeye's wife? When we found out that she used to be a SHIELD agent, maybe it
Yeah.
was cutting the braids
Oh, that would have been
to
cool.
kill her father, not knowing whoever it was probably not trying to kill the mother, was trying to kill him.
Yeah, that would have been kind of
So it
neat.
could be something like that.
That would have been cool.
So you
See,
could
that's
tie
something
back
I could
in
get around
Shield,
with.
in some way, shape, and form. So you have something like that, which really gives Echo a lot of reasons to hate Hawkeye for like so many reasons.
For
Like
sure.
my mother and father are dead literally because of you and your family. Like I can't even blame my uncle anymore. Like you can't blame Kingpin at that point.
I know. It's
So
Hawkeye's fault.
and it's all
And she's
Hawkeye.
really good. Her fighting style is really good. I
Yeah.
like her fighting style.
So this all
It's good.
leads to that emotional reunion between her and her grandmother, where she finds out she's been seeing all her visions, and as much as she's learning, she's still pissed. So she walks off in a huff, and her grandmother goes down to like find the piece of clothing she was working on and starts crying, remembering her daughter, obviously. And then we get to the last episode. But before we get to the finale, here's a word from our sponsor.
Fuck you, man. Why do you gotta keep me in the dark like that? Can we just have a time limit, like a beeper?
Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist in their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off at your first month at betterhelp.com/nerdlocker, and that's betterhelp.com/nerdlocker. And we have also linked them down below in the description.
Hi, classic horror icon here. You're probably wondering, what's going on?
Yeah?
Well, let me ask you, do you like scary movies?
Yes?
Then boy do I have some news for you. There's this business called Seventh Inc., founded by Matthew Johnson, a local artist in the Florida area who creates amazing clothing with his own original Halloween-inspired art. Not only do they have t-shirts, hoodies, and dresses, they have pins, magnets, hats, and more.
Wow, these designs are actually pretty sick.
Here, try one yourself.
Oh shit, these are actually pretty nice.
Check under the shirt.
Yeah. How did you get 2 shirts on me? What are you doing? Give me the shirts.
That's Seventh Inc., ladies and gentlemen, and if you follow the link below and use our code ANGEL at checkout, you'll get 10% off your entire order. That's ANGEL at checkout for 10% off your order. They even have holiday designs right now that are to die for. Isn't that right, little buddy? Aww, not another one.
And we're back. So we get to the finale, and we have Maya coming to a celebration for her nation. And as they're celebrating everything, she gets a text from, or prior to this, she had gotten a text from Biscuit saying, "I haven't seen your grandmother and your cousin.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to be here an hour ago." So she ends up going there in the full thing that her grandmother made her.
Right. Like kind of in camouflage with the whole celebration, yeah.
And she ends up finding out where they're at this barn, and she confronts Kingpin one more time. And this time she basically lends her power, or activates the power.
That was weird. I had a question about that. Keep going.
There's that one for all again. But basically activates the power within both her grandmother and her cousin to like also be able to fight, which I feel like that just means they all have the power in the lineage. It just has to be.
It's just hidden, or like she has the ability to like
Echo's
transfer
not
it.
Special. She's just the only one that's gotten to this situation.
No, she's special because maybe she's like the only one that can transfer it to other family members.
We don't know. We probably will never
Yo,
know.
does
We
that
might never
mean?
know.
Does that mean? Oh shit! What's her cousin? Her cousin's name? What's her cousin's name that's been helping her out?
Biscuits?
Yeah, Biscuit's got skills then.
Maybe.
That'd be kind of dope.
Unless it's just
Hilarious.
the female lineage.
That'd be actually really funny.
But yeah, so we get that, and then she ends up defeating Kingpin by not killing him, but using her powers, they kind of like go into his memories of when he was a kid.
Yeah, that's when I got really confused.
And I don't know if she just left him in that feeling, but he was pissed afterward.
He was mad.
He had questions that we also have questions to. What did she do to him?
I think she literally dug up like maybe a repressed memory.
Maybe. I don't know.
And he's like, holy fuck, I hate this feeling.
Yeah.
And she just kind of left it there.
I think so. I don't know. Whatever it was, she left him very much distraught. And then she goes on to make nice with her family. They show up to a Vin Diesel family barbecue at the back in the backyard.
So fucking stupid.
Very much Fast and the Furious.
So silly.
And then we get a post-credit scene.
Right.
Where it shows Kingpin on his plane, and he is talking about get the other heads together. So who knows who these other
What does that mean?
Other people, dude. Other big bads.
Is there like a Sinister
It's
7 coming up here, or
I don't know. It might be a Sinister 6 issue. Who knows?
Sinister 7?
Yeah. The Magnificent Eight.
Yeah, shut up.
So yeah, so then he sees a newscast that talks about they're looking for a New York mayor and they don't know who can come up and be the contender that like is the front runner, and it gives him an idea.
He's like, oh,
which will lead us into Daredevil Born Again, where he will be currently running for mayor. So there'll probably be some kind of time jump.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you think Echo's gonna be in it?
Probably. I think Echo will be in it, and then that's also going to lead into Spider-Man 4.
Mm-hmm.
And now with everything being connected, and now the Netflix stuff in the MCU, I'm going to get some theories real quick to wrap us out.
All right, what do we got?
So stay with me.
Well, that was weird.
No, so let me wet my whistle with some water.
Sounds gross. Jesus, it's a fucking swig.
So as of right now, we know. So we talked about it in the past. It's been confirmed now. We're getting a Wakanda animated series that should be releasing sometime next year, called Eyes of Wakanda. And in this show, we have now gotten confirmation after obviously Kingpin, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Punisher, all these others. We now have confirmation that Iron Fist will be coming back into the MCU, but not the one we've seen, not the Danny Rand version of him.
Okay.
We're gonna get the original Iron Fist in the lineage of who took it on. So it's kind of weird that we're going to Echo with lineage and powers, because we're gonna be bringing into the Eyes of Wakanda, whether it be through flashbacks or through them maybe bringing her back somehow, because she's from 1,000,000 BC. Fen Fei, or Fan Fei. Yeah, Fan Fei, sorry. She, I mean, it's going to be a female, so we're going to have another female driven, which go women. We're having a really, like this part of the MCU has been driven by the females. Ravonna Redslayer, Sylvie.
So many.
And Quantum Mania had, oh, dude, everyone. It's great. Agatha, Scarlet Witch. Bro, we're fucking pedal to the metal. Let's do this. Werewolf by Night. So we are getting to a point where if we get to this, we have to give a backstory. She's over 1 billion years old. Like, she's got to have a fucking backstory, right?
Right.
And in the comics, her backstory is she ends up finding the cavemen because she's from a different clan or whatever, like on Earth all that time ago. She finds the cavemen. She finds them interesting. And she starts training them in the way of fighting. One of their people finds out, ends up capturing her and making her watch as they take all the people she was training and feed them to a dragon to eat. As she's seeing all this, she breaks out and she goes to fight the dragon with the intention of, I'm going to die fighting the dragon, but I'm going to go down with it. She goes to fight the dragon, punches it in the stomach where it had this like tattoo on its chest, which gave her the powers of the Iron Fist. So it kind of looked like she killed the dragon, which then afterwards she was exiled. After she was exiled, they started going out to look for her to kill her. she ends up running into like basically the god of their realm, just like you have Bast with Black Panther and blah blah blah. And they say, "Oh, you were wrongly sentenced out. We're gonna give you Solace back." So then they find out that the dragon didn't die. The dragon was immortal.
Jesus.
It just shared its power and came to like bring her home. And she's like, "This is my home. I'm not going where you are. Like, even though we share the same power, I'm still a human. Okay, fine, then I'll just protect you." And that's how the Iron Fist started.
I see.
But in the comics, is one specific thing that they could acknowledge, which would tie a lot of things in. They delayed Ironheart, and Ironheart is the one that has the biggest rumor that Sacha Baron Cohen is going to come in and play Mephisto.
Cool.
And in the backstory of this Iron Fist character, she does at one point get approached by Mephisto to take over the world. She says no while she's fighting like the Gorilla Clan
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. So instead, he gives all his powers to the Gorilla Clan to try to kill her. Big fight. She ends up winning. Blah blah blah. But like she goes toe to toe with Mephisto. So she has background with him. So this is another. They keep laying in these characters that have backstory with Mephisto. They have the shit that's going on with Peter Parker right now, where he's like in a point where like he just wants a wish, which is gonna probably lead to more Mephisto stuff because that's what happened in the comics too.
Mm-hmm.
When he wanted his Aunt May back after she got shot and killed, which she fucking died.
She fucking died.
He said the only way for me to bring all that back for you and to make sure no one knows your identity, kind of like how it was here, was give me your marriage to Mary Jane. You guys are never married, never met, never got together, and he gave it all up just to make sure like his
crazy
was still alive and like his whole identity was fine because so much shit happened because that was their version of Civil War. So they could do things like that where this Peter Tom Holland makes a deal of like, I want my Aunt May back and I want all my friends back, but it's like I can get everyone but one, which would then move Zendaya out of that role, and we can move on to, if they want to, a different kind of Mary Jane Watson, or they can move on to Gwen Stacy or anyone else.
Right. Yeah.
If they want to like move her out, because she is getting bigger, and it'd be easier to write her out in a way that she can always come back, as opposed to like killing her off or just like, oh, he went from high school to college, he doesn't care about her anymore. So there's that.
Jesus, that's a fucking lot.
Yeah. It is, but I definitely think that this is how they could tie things back. I think that they bring in the Mephisto stuff that brings it back to its cosmic-ish roots, because it's definitely on the supernatural scale, because they have confirmed they're making a Midnight Suns movie, which will so far consist of Moon Knight, Werewolf by Night, probably Man-Thing, gosh, Midnight Suns. Hold on.
Actually, sounds kind of nice.
I think Daredevil's on it. Oh no, Ghost Rider's definitely on it.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
What else? Or who else?
Blade. There you go. That
Blade. Oh, Blade.
On the tip of my tongue. Yep. Oh, and Agatha Harkness will also be on the team, and Scarlet Witch, and not only just Werewolf by Night, but Elsa Bloodstone, the other one that was with him.
Yeah, dude, I'm so fucking excited for that Blade game.
So
oh my god.
This movie.
It's a Punisher movie?
No, this is a movie coming out called Midnight Suns.
Okay.
That is legit gonna have the team up. It's gonna be Moon Knight, Blade, Agatha Harkness, Scarlet Witch, Werewolf by Night, Elsa Bloodstone, and
Jesus fucking.
That's an Avengers movie. That's a movie I want.
Are you gonna watch? You're gonna watch it? I do. I don't.
That's gonna be dark. If it's anything like this,
I don't know, man. Think about it though. Like,
I just want a Secret Wars.
How much time we have left?
I just want Nick Cage to show back up as Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. How much time we have left over?
We should probably cut it.
We should probably cut it. All right, never mind. Okay.
We'll talk about it next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Where can they find you?
You can find me at the Sphere 21 on any social media platform except for TikTok. I'm Oliver Kahn, VA.
And you can find me at AMORIA Photography. You can find this studio, Archangel Studios official, and you can find this podcast at Nerd Locker Podcast, wherever you listen to them.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I wonder if this picked it up.
No. All right. Bye, guys. You're a dick.